Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast for June 12th through the 14th of 2020. All right, so very straightforward weekend here. We do have a lot of water energy coming into the mix. We do have Mars going over Neptune and going into Pisces. Both Neptune and Pisces deal with the same thing. And in this case, it is about essentially having more peace in our life, doing things that are important to us on a soul level, and being inner guided. So great to take action towards these things with Mars. The moon's also going to follow Mars here with this as well. So on Friday, still good for some progressive energy. The moon will be in Aquarius on Friday, so our visionary side really good. Expressing our unique self is great as well, but especially once we get into Saturday with all this Mars, Neptune, Pisces energy, the moon will be shifting into Pisces, adding to that water energy, making it again really good for finding more peace in our life and spiritual well-being. All right, so let's take a look at all this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. We're going to look at this for all 3 days of the weekend here, starting with Friday with the moon finishing progressive Aquarius and then going into the deep waters of Pisces for both Saturday and Sunday. So again, we are using the actual visible sky called true sidereal astrology. This is different from mainstream astrology, which unfortunately does not use the actual size of the constellations, and so the signs do change. If you do notice some of the signs I mentioned are different from mainstream, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look here first with Friday with the moon in progressive Aquarius, where the moon was on Thursday as well. So Aquarius is the side of ourself that is the visionary side, wants to see into the future, wants to maybe cultivate our own future hopes and wishes, but also maybe for the collective, for the world, right? Aquarius can be a very forward-thinking, very innovative, very progressive side of ourselves to develop. So anything that is on that future level, either personally or collectively, and even within groups or communities or friends, could be a great way of working with Friday in particular. So that'll be easing up off of some of the more harsher energy with Neptune. We had the Sun square Neptune on Thursday and Wednesday. So if there was anything that was a bit heavier to work with that, do know that that's going to be easing up a little bit, but not in terms of the water energy. The water energy is definitely, you could say, even increasing with these shifts that we have. Because as we get into Saturday, we do have Mars passing over deep watery Neptune and going into Neptune's home sign of Pisces, the fish. So lots of water energy here mixed with the fire, because Mars does represent the side of ourself that does have needs and wants to pursue those desires, take action, take initiative. But with Mars in this deep water energy, it's important to do so in a way that's both soul guided, spiritually guided, right? Putting action towards things that are important to us on a soul level, on an inner level or spiritual level. And also in terms of what's going to bring in more peace into our life, right? Putting action towards maybe spiritual activities, maybe a bit more of a receptive approach to life, finding more peace, right? This could be a great way of working with this shift. And this is going to be a very long shift with Mars. Mars will be in Pisces all the way until mid-January. And so this is the beginning of what will be this, again, mix between the fire side of ourself going into the oceans of life, which is Pisces. So again, we'll likely feel this increasing as we get into Saturday. The moon will be passing over this conjunction as well going into Saturday. And then it kind of apexes there. And then it kind of not really wanes, because we're going to still have that Piscean energy, but I think the apex could be certainly the strongest on Saturday. So it's a very straightforward weekend. It is that mix between fire and water, and in this context, how can we both take action towards what's going to fulfill us spiritually? It could be dreams, it could be ideals, right? It could be these things that we really yearn for with Pisces. But also fundamentally finding more peace and receptivity in our life, right? Balancing the yin and the yang, the fire and the water, taking an active approach, but active in the sense of towards the flow, right? Towards the spiritual, towards the currents of life, you could think of it as. You know, Mars in Pisces is kind of like swimming in the river. We can either swim upstream and force it, in which case it might exhaust us, we might not get very far, or we can swim in the direction of the stream. And in this case, it can be very productive, right? Or, a lot of these desires and needs or just things that require initiative and action can be fulfilled when we do use those currents. And the currents are the metaphor for our intuition, for, again, what is soul guiding us, right? And just simply where life is taking us, because the oceans of life can be uncertain, right? We don't know where the land is, so to speak. So we do have to feel the air, where's the wind blowing, feel the current, where's the current flowing, and put energy towards that. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. And then again on Sunday, the moon will be well set in Pisces, as well as Mars well set in Pisces on Sunday as well, taking us into early next week. All right, everyone, and then just a quick recap. I do want to, of course, remind everyone that we still do have a lot of Earth energy at the moment, though. The Sun is finishing up Taurus, and Venus is still retrograde in Taurus. So still good to see how can we take the steady approach to life with Taurus, connect to nature, be grateful for the things we have on a material level, cultivate our inner strength and inner resources, and to be flexible with all that stuff with Venus retrograde. Mercury's in Gemini, so we do have a good practical energy, even though there's a lot of water stuff going on. Still quite supportive for communications and learning with Mercury in Gemini. Mercury will go retrograde in about a week, but still good for that stuff nonetheless. But this weekend, most important thing is on Friday, getting into some of that visionary energy as we do shift into Saturday of, again, that deep water energy of aligning that fire side with the water side. What's important to our egos and our needs and our desires as an individual, but also on a soul level. What is our deeper self telling us? What is our soul self or even our unconscious self telling us, and how to unite the ego with the unconscious, or the physical ego with the spiritual self. Great way of working with this really next many months, which we could notice a shift of that this weekend. All right, so everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet. Click the notification bell down below as well if you'd like to be updated on when these videos are released. But have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you again, and I'll see you all in the next daily forecast. Take care.